We've come a long way together over the last year. Now we need everybody, we need you to get vaccinated and help put COVID behind us once and for all. It's time for everyone to say they've rolled up their sleeves and gotten their vaccinations. COVID vaccines are safe and effective. Everyone in the Benjamin family has now been vaccinated, even our youngest. Just like we've done, and just like so many others across the Midlands, it is important to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Once you've gotten fully vaccinated, you'll know you've done your part in helping everyone get safely back together again. Take a look, see how easy that was. Vaccinations are free and available from great community partners all across the Midlands. Getting our city and all of our communities back to normal is almost within reach. We're almost there. This is your shot, Columbia.
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Happy Friday, and thank you so much for joining us for Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. I'm Tre Tailor, and today we've got a great show coming up. Mike Goodwin, fresh off of his America's Got Talent performance, where he got count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses. Did you see it Tuesday night? Well, he's going to tell us why he chose those jokes, what's next, and so much more. Plus, veteran comedian J. Anthony Brown, who was also a Columbia, South Carolina native, will join us to give advice to up-and-coming performers. He'll tell us about his upcoming events. Plus, he's got a brand new art project that is so exciting. That and more coming up next. We're also going to talk with the Youth and Teens Day Committee from Brooklyn Baptist Church. They've got an exciting event, several exciting events coming up, and they're going to tell us that a little bit later. But first, Alana Fraser with the Columbia Young Professionals joins us today to tell us about a great event they've got coming up. Alana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tre, for having me.
Absolutely. First, tell us, what is the Columbia, South Carolina Urban League Young Professionals? That's a mouthful.
Right. The Columbia Urban League Young Professionals, we are a group of young professionals in the Midlands community, serving 12 counties around the city of Columbia. We serve as a volunteer arm for our affiliate, the Columbia Urban League, in that we provide resources to the community through service, whether it be financial literacy, whether it be education forums, whether it be food boxes. We assist in those endeavors.
Okay, great. So how does someone become a member of the Young Professionals?
Join us. It's as simple as going to our website, filling out an application, and just seeing where you belong. We have ongoing events throughout the month, throughout the year, throughout the week. We just had an event last night, a membership mixer. And then our first general body meeting is coming up on August 5th. And we're going to release that location next week or this week upcoming. But just, it's as simple as filling out an application, paying your dues, and just joining the movement.
Great. Awesome. So, Alana, I mean, I know that, everybody knows about the Urban League and what they do. Why do you think it's important to have a younger portion, or younger, I guess, segment of the Urban League? Why is that important for young professionals?
That's a great question. Inclusivity, simple as that. So you have different demographics, you have different age groups, and so for us, the young professional age group is 21 through 40. And so although that's the national guideline, right? We have autonomy on creating what works for our area. So in Columbia, we do have students from Benedict, from USC who are members.
Right.
We do have individuals who are older than 40, and they are friends of the movement, and they continue to participate in our events. But it's up to us to facilitate the work for our generation. And so we have to make sure that whatever work we do, it targets us, whoever looks like us, the working professional. So
Well, one of the things that you're doing that's coming up in September next month is the Mayoral Forum, and that's going to be in September 14th. Tell us about this event.
Sure. So the Columbia Mayoral Candidates Forum, a healthy future isn't up for debate, period. And so we want to have a transparent conversation, a transparent forum, an open public forum with transparent, clear dialogue with the candidates who are running for mayor of Columbia. For this event, we have Tamika Isaac Devine confirmed and Sam Johnson confirmed, and we will be moving forward with this event. We have some great partners. We have some great questions. We're encouraging the community to ask questions. We're encouraging the community to engage. It'll be a hybrid event. It will be in person and streamed and broadcasted virtually.
Great.
So definitely register. Submit your questions to us, because this is the platform you want to be on to ask those hard-hitting questions to the mayoral candidates.
Awesome. So this event, as you said, is September 14th. Tamika and Sam will be on the platform. And as you said, people can view it. They can come to the event. It's a free event, correct?
Correct. Everything we do is free, yes.
Yeah. And then people can ask questions. Question for you is, there are 3 candidates. Why only 2?
Well, what's the politically correct way to say it? So, we're a nonpartisan organization, and I have to be clear about that to everyone. We sit in the middle of the aisle. We don't take sides. We provide the facts. And so with that being said, we've extended invitations to all candidates running.
Okay.
They accepted invitations and they confirmed their invitation. When we followed up, it was more recently that another candidate pulled out of the conversation, but he did originally accept the invitation. But for this conversation, he will not be sitting with us.
Right. And he was invited.
Correct. He was invited. He accepted the invitation. He followed up with us on the invitation, but unfortunately, he will not be able to participate.
Gotcha. People want more information. September 14th, the Columbia Mayoral Candidates Forum, A Healthy Future Isn't Up for Debate. As Alana said, you can see the information on the screen and below the screen. If you want more information about this event and other events that the Columbia Urban League Young Professionals are doing, again, check the information on the screen, email them, check the website, and engage. If you said 18 to 40, I just missed it by a long shot, but make sure you join the organization and be actively involved and participate in the process. No need to complain about it. You got to participate. And the folks at the Columbia Urban League Young Professionals are doing just that. Don't forget, one more time, the mayoral debate, September 14th. Make sure you are there in person or via Zoom. Alana, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for all of the work that you're doing in the community. I appreciate you. Beautiful.
Thank you, Trey, for having me. Good to see you again, and we'll chat soon.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it. Want to say hi to everyone who joins us today. Johanna Bridgette says the Urban League is great. She says her daughter really enjoyed the summer camps. Thank you so much, Johanna, for joining us. Also, Kevin Raspberry says hello. Brenda Tucker. Thank you, Brenda, so much for the kind words. And also Marvell Williams said she saw Mike Goodwin on Tuesday, and he was great. He was great, Marvell. And coming up in just 2 minutes, we are going to talk to Mike Goodwin. SCDHEC has your most up-to-date list of times, dates, and locations for COVID testings and also vaccinations in and around South Carolina. Throughout the show, you'll see that information scrolling at the bottom of the screen, which are specific locations in South Carolina where you can not only get a COVID test, but you can get your COVID vaccine. Also on the bottom of the screen, we'll share information about vets and the VA, because that's where, if you are a veteran, you can get your COVID vaccination. That information is on the screen. Also, some locations like Kroger pharmacies, CVS pharmacies, and also the CVS's and the Target stores. All of those places offer the COVID vaccination. Now, if you or someone you know is having a challenge registering for the COVID vaccination, Get Set Up is helping to make people's COVID's vaccination appointments. If you are a senior citizen, call the number on the screen and get set up to make your COVID vaccination appointment. Also, don't miss your shot. You can get a free ride to get your COVID vaccination on the Comet bus system, and also at the Comet's main location in Columbia at the corner of Sumter and Laurel Streets. They are offering free vaccination clinics. Again, that information is on the screen. COVID funeral expenses are still being administered by FEMA. If you or someone you know was affected by COVID and passed away, please contact that information on the screen and get your reimbursement. Bill assistance programs are still going on at the Richland County SC.gov. They are offering not only rental assistance, but bill payment assistance, as is Dominion Energy and SC Housing. They're also offering those resources. The City of Columbia has a 6-month payment plan for water bills and payment assistance up to 75% off. And you've got until August 15th to register the ACA Affordable Care Act open enrollment. They also have some great information. If you already have your insurance, you can also qualify for additional subsidies. Finally, the South Carolina Department of Mental Health launched SC Hopes. If you or someone you know needs some help coping with COVID, it's okay. You can get some free help from SC Hopes. I'm Tre Tailor. You're watching Coping with COVID. Don't forget, we've got the Brooklyn Baptist Church Youth and Teens Day Committee that are going to come to us. But coming up next, right after this break, Mike Goodwin and J. Anthony Brown. That's next on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor.
Coping COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by SCDHEC. Visit scdhec.gov for an updated list of testing and vaccination sites and info to help protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In it together, SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Visit columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers, helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, visit Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. The Comet Bus System, a fast, fun, friendly transit system that can take you anywhere you want to go in the Midlands. So don't miss your shot. Catch the Comet and get a free ride to get your COVID vaccine. Visit catchthecomet.gov. Javis Tax Services, South Carolina's premier full-service financial provider with over 20 years of experience. Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. And Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. Call Daniel for honest, professional, reliable, and knowledgeable computer sales and service. Coping with COVID from SCDHEC. In it together, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Services, the Comet Bus System, Palmetto Media Connections, Javis Financial Services, and Computers Unique.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic, information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Hey, don't forget that we are streaming live on the Tailor Made production page. Please go over there, hit like, follow, and share. So not only you can watch Coping with COVID Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. You can get all of your COVID-related updates. We're also streaming live on YouTube. Want to say hi to all of you YouTubers. Thank you so much for joining us. And please hit the subscribe button. We also have a presence on Instagram. Hey, don't forget to post and share this message out so we can get it to the masses, because we have got, and I'm going to show my age by saying this, as Ed Sullivan used to say, a really big show. Do y'all know who that is? Probably not. Mike Goodwin joins us fresh from his AGT appearance. What you're not going to do is not watch Mike Goodwin. And also joining us, Columbia, South Carolina's own. I mean, we're doing big things here in Columbia. Veteran comedian J. Anthony Brown. Do you like being called a veteran comedian? That sounds better than old comedian.
Well, I've been called a lot of things. And so veteran comedian is pretty much, and some of the things I was called, it was in court. So let's go with veteran comedian. I can handle it.
J. Anthony Brown, Mike Goodwin join us. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today on Coping.
Thank you for having me.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
What's up? Hey, I must say this, Trey. Comedians, I think we're one of the last groups that honor the folks that came before us. And I'm telling you, it's your world. Reverend Adnoy. I'm talking about how Latham's presents new content.
Wow.
I love J. Anthony Brown.
Well, thank you so much. The good part about it, man, if you would know, to break out in Columbia, once you start to do it, you find out it's really not that hard. People say, well, how did you get on AG? I mean, it's a struggle. It's a journey, but I mean, Ron G is from here. Annie McKnight is from here. I'm from here. You're from
J.
here.
Anthony Brown.
It's a lot of comics that come out of this city, and so it's a good thing, man. And keep the torch going. Keep it going.
Thank you,
so let me ask you, Mike, and Jay said that a lot of comics came out of here, and I know Akintunde was kind of your comedy mentor. How did you go from, and for those who didn't know, they found out on AGT Tuesday night, how did you go from the military to school counselor to comedy?
Well, comedy happened because I kept missing meetings with parents and students. They were like, I was going to lose my job. And I got tired of lying to parents about when their kids were going to get into school. I'm like, that kid ain't getting into Vanderbilt, man. I can't keep lying. I got to get out of here, man. Go.
You going to hell because of your word.
I was lying to these people, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He can get into Stanford. Come on, man.
Did you do comedy in the service?
I didn't. I didn't start doing comedy until I was 28 in graduate school here in South Carolina. I went to University of South Carolina.
Wow. How did you start doing comedy? Were you always funny?
I was, but I didn't think I was a stand-up comedian. Like I was a funny on impact kind of guy. I was like,
gotcha.
Somebody says something, I'll say something quick. I didn't think I could stand in front of folks with a mic and just be funny.
So
it's the scariest thing in the world. I still get very, 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 very nervous.
Do you really, Jay?
Oh my God! Sometimes I can hear them introducing me, and I don't even want to go out there. And Steve Harvey has said the scariest thing in show business is you next. It is a frightening thing because you never know what's going to happen. You have in your mind what you want to say, but you never know what's going to happen with an audience. You have no idea. People cannot like you. They cannot. I've seen people get booed at the Apollo because they didn't like your shirt. So
Yeah. You know what? And you're talking about something because and what people don't understand, Jay, is that you put your whole self out there. It's a very vulnerable profession. You're naked. You're literally naked out on stage. And you got all the bows and arrows and beer cans or crosses thrown at you.
I've had all of those nights. You name it, everything that can happen to a comedian has happened to me. I've had fights. I've had stuff thrown at me. I've been I was working at Steve Harvey's club in Dallas. The lights went completely out while I was on stage, and so it just makes you a better comedian. It makes you a better comedian. All of that stuff you go through just makes you better.
Mike, how were you able to overcome what Jay's saying? Just the vulnerability of being out there, and even if you are prepared, you still have that, that. Oh God! As Jay said, I'm next. You're next.
Well, I got started. Comedian Akintunde was instrumental in getting me started. And I started in churches, but I realized you got to get out of churches to get better. You're not going to get cussed.
Mike, I'm sorry to tell you, your career just ended today. Right.
You got to get out. You got to go to clubs. You got to go. You got to do outside shows. You got to do birthday parties.
You have to do all of that. You have to.
You got to do all the rules.
He's absolutely right, and that's the beauty of being a quote unquote black comic, because you have to play black audiences, white audiences, straight, gay, sick, old. White comedians sometimes will never go in front of an all black audience. So my advice to black comedians is play as many audiences as you possibly can. It makes you much more diverse in terms of when you walk out there in front of, if it's an all white crowd or it's an all old crowd, you know how to gear your comedy toward them. And white comics don't have to do that. They don't have to perform in black clubs at all.
Right.
At all.
Right. Old school and new school. J. Anthony Brown, Mike Goodwin is joining us today on Coping with COVID. Mike just got 4 yeses. 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses on America's Got Talent. Mike, how did you decide you wanted to do America's Got Talent? After how many years have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy for 14 years. I've been doing it 9 years.
Wow.
That's a good run. It takes about 10 years to get you ready. It really does.
Right.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right, because you think you're ready.
Yeah.
But I had a family, so I just couldn't leave.
Right.
Well, I
think
they're ready. I've seen them on stage.
I thought I was ready at 5, but my calendar was like, no, you're not ready.
You got one gig per month, sir.
Yeah. I can tell you all my dates at one time. You are not ready.
No, you're not ready. But it's the best job in the world for me. I mean, to go on stage and have an audience, like you say, in the palm of your hand for an hour, or hour and 10, whatever. It's so much fun. And like I said, I'm nervous before I get up there. But once it starts, and you see comics laughing at their own jokes, they're having a good time.
Right.
They've heard the joke before, but it's funny to them because the audience is laughing. And then you're saying to yourself, well, if you think this funny, you wait till I get to this next part. Really.
Hey, Trey, I saw there's a clip on the internet. You can see Jay. I think they're in Atlanta, and he's hosting that Lathan Comedy Presents. And there's a security guard that's not laughing. And so he's sitting there, and I used to send this to people. I used to be like, dude, you gotta watch this. Jay started singing a song called Mall Security Man.
That's
Mall. And
right.
he had the
Right. That's a song I used to sing in the club when I was in LA. I would find whoever was the security guard, and they would ask me this. It was a Mall Security Man. He's a monk. And I would sing it. And I did the Lathan show.
Good and bad. Sing it again. Doing the best. Whatever
The best that he can. He's a mall security man.
Everybody sing.
Everybody saying, "Oh."
Man, man, and that's not, it's material, but it looks so impromptu.
Well, you'll know, man, that's the beauty of comedy when something happens, and I never try to make people feel bad at a J. Anthony Brown show. I mean, like, people will get up and go to the bathroom. I'll do a quick thing and then I move on. I don't lay on it. I've seen comics just totally embarrass people.
Yeah.
And people come to have a good time. They come to laugh. You can hit it one time, or the black guy with the white woman, you hit it and then you move on. You don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's for me. That's for me,
Yeah, because in these days and times, the way stress,
you never know what they got, man.
That's when the fight got started.
Then they jumped on stage.
Mike, who was the guy that got into a fight at the club in Columbia?
Steve Brown. Steve Brown.
Yeah, Steve Brown.
Right. A whole real fight.
That happened right at the comedy.
A whole real fight. Wow.
That boy jumped right on stage and grabbed the mic stand.
Now, was Mike messing with him, or what was? Do you know what the story was? I don't know what the story was.
I don't remember. Do you, Mike? I don't remember what it was. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think the guy just got out of prison, and so it was one of the things where he was, he wasn't used to being out, so he was at this show. Steve said the wrong thing, and then
he was fighting for his life.
It was his first night out, man. You gotta go somewhere else with less risk. Like when you get out of here, you gotta go to a
jazz show, a jazz concert.
Yeah, you gotta go. You need to sit. What you need to do once you get out is just sit outside and get used to being out. Just sit your ass outside. Don't go nowhere, because this is all new to you. This is new.
Go to Sesquicentennial Park. You gotta go to a state park.
Right.
Yeah. In the park. Right.
Where you ain't gonna see nothing but trees and birds.
Trees, because you haven't seen any of this in a long time. You're not ready to tackle a comedy club.
That's like your fifth trip.
I didn't know that was the situation, Mike. I didn't know that.
Mike.
That's like your fifth trip. You just can't go right to the
You make a list of things to go to, You may go to a laundromat, sit in there, just kind of ease yourself.
You gotta go to the grocery store. You gotta go to the library.
Right. And if you are still not incarcerated, then you go to
sit down somewhere. Right. You
gotta go to Walmart before you go to comedy.
Oh, you definitely gotta go to Walmart. Yeah, you gotta go to Walmart.
Have you performed in a prison, Mike? I have. Have you?
I have. One time.
It is one time. It is the most scariest thing, because you go in there, you thinking they could forget I'm in here. It's very easy to.
And the way those bars sound, they so loud.
Oh my God! And
when the bars close behind you?
Yes.
A minute.
When I went in, I had a silver chain on, and the prisoner came up to me. He said, "Let me have that chain," and I gave it to him because I
know that's right. You want something else? You want anything else? I got out.
Because he might be getting out soon.
I'm telling you, when they close the doors, that thing said clunk, clunk.
Yeah. But like you say, the old joke is they are a captive audience, and they love to laugh. So,
well, yeah. J. Anthony Brown, Mike Goodwin. So, Mike, what made you want to do after 14 years? You say you felt like you were ready for AGT. You wanted to take it to the next level.
notoriety. I think it was good coming out of COVID. You know, that it was opportunity to kind of expand my profile. And I'm at that stage in my career where I'm good on stage, but nobody knows. Like, I need people to know that I'm funny. And so a platform like that gets you in front of a bunch of eyes.
Yeah. So where did you audition?
So I went out to Pasadena, California. They had a virtual. I sent in some clips, and then I went out.
All right. So you were saying that you sent out some clips, and then they called you, and because they were interested in what you sent.
Yeah. Once they saw the clips, they were like, "Hey, come out and audition for the show."
Wow. All right. So this is the audition that we saw. If you didn't see it, Tuesday night on.
Hey, shout out to all the teachers out there. Round of applause for teachers. Yeah. I have a newfound respect for teachers because my children are in virtual school now. And when it first started, I was the teacher, and it wasn't good. It didn't take me long for my wife to relieve me of my classroom duties. Now I'm over security and snacks. The issue is my wife didn't like my educational philosophy. I was teaching my children things that I learned when I was a child. Do y'all remember those bizarre stories they taught us called nursery rhymes? There was an old lady that lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. So she fed them broth without any bread and whooped them all soundly and put them in the bed. Yeah, that lady going to jail. You can't post that. You can't post that on social media, man. What about this one? Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife. He couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell. Oh, no. And there he kept her very well. Yeah, Peter has a Netflix documentary coming out called The Making of a Murderer Pumpkin Pie Style, right? Yeah. But the straw that broke the camel's back was when my wife heard my son singing this dumb little song that I taught him in music class. 10 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off, bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Then it was 9 little monkeys. Then 8 little monkeys. Then 7 little monkeys. I'm like, when is this doctor gonna call Child Protective Services on this woman? This woman is clearly overwhelmed by these children. She need to call old lady in the shoe. Yeah. I bet you after some broth and a whooping, they won't jump on their bed no more. Hey, I'm Mike Goodwin. Thank y'all so much.
All right, that was Mike Goodwin.
I didn't hear it. I couldn't hear none of it.
You couldn't hear it?
No. I could tell by the response you were doing good, though. You were really
he was doing
good.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Did you hear it, Mike? Did you hear it? I know you heard it.
It kept me in and out.
Yeah, it kept going in and out.
Okay, so listen, Mike, you did the nursery rhyme. It was a lot about a bunch of nursery rhymes. I hate you couldn't hear it, Jay, but why did you choose those jokes? Because I know you have a lot of material. Why that?
Well, part of it was they suggest strongly material that they give you. Hey man, what you think about the nursery rhyme joke? You be like, oh, that's cool, but I got some other stuff.
Right.
And then they're like, hey man, could you send that transcript over the nursery rhyme joke? We got to send that to legal. Like, hey, I was gonna do this other stuff. And then you're like, okay, it resonates. It's most people know what nursery rhymes are. It's a family friendly type joke. It talks about me being a father with my kids being in homeschool. So it was able to connect with a lot of different audiences.
Yeah.
Right. So you wanted to do something else, but they chose the nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a joke that got me to dance.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jay?
I'll go and look at it because I couldn't hear it, but I understand what you were saying. You were picking something that it's 4 different personalities on that dais there, and you got to find some way to connect to all 4 of those people without getting the X, and that's what you did because they all knew what you were talking about, you know. So that's cool.
Yeah, and so you got four yeses. Hattie loved it. Heidi loved it.
Howie is a stand-up comedian,
and he's a comedian. That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
I think you would have. Did you think Howie was going to be your toughest critic, or Simon, who always is?
No, comedians love comedians. Like if you are a good comedian,
we're always rooting for comedians. Yeah,
it's hard enough to be a comedian, so we root for one another.
yeah.
So what's next after this?
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I want to just ask you before.
You want me to ask? You want me to ask no questions?
No, I do. You've been asking questions.
I just want to know what's next.
Go ahead. What?
Trey, like that's my question.
I want to ask that question next. Go ahead. What's next, Mike?
What's next, man?
I'm still waiting to hear back.
Because
you waiting
now
to hear
they've
back?
got a bunch of people, and they've got to whittle it down to 30 people, and they've got hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm still waiting to hear back.
So you don't know. So yeah, because on Tuesday we saw the preview of them going to Simon's estate in Malibu and looking at all of the people and trying to figure out who's who. So you're just on hold now, waiting.
Yep.
Well, you're gonna get picked because they really need it. You have such a different type act in terms of they're always looking for comedians to be on that show. So I really think you're gonna go get picked. You know, that's in my opinion.
And you know what? He's a clean, family-friendly comedian.
Right. But you know what? So was Bill Cosby before all this.
Wow. Really, Jay?
Where that hate come from, huh?
Wait a minute, Jay.
Wait a minute, Jay. Where the hate come from, man?
I got a middle school student at my house, man. I got a ninth grader.
Look.
Oh my God.
I was at teacher parent orientation this week.
Wow. So listen, Mike, have you heard from anybody? Because here's the thing about those shows, and Jay, don't you agree? Even if you don't win or get chosen, you're on a national stage.
It's a life change, definitely. Right.
Yeah. So have you heard from anybody yet?
I heard from Tre Tailor. She said, come on to my show. And,
well, doggone it, and you on here.
Have you been getting a lot of bookings? Have you been getting some bookings from it, or?
What just happened Tuesday?
I think
okay.
Yeah, I think they're. Yeah. This was Tuesday, so.
Wow.
A lot of views. Wow. A lot of congratulations and thanks, but nothing for income. No income yet.
It's coming.
It is coming. Yeah. It is coming. What do you want out of it? Listen, obviously, everybody wants to win the show, get the $1 million, do the Vegas. But is there something else maybe that you want out of the show, Mike? I know you said you did it to get your name out there, to be on the national stage.
Yeah, I want to be able to tour. I want to be able to sell tickets and to have people come out and enjoy my brand of comedy. I want to be able to show up at a place and folks are there, they're going to buy tickets, they're excited, and we're going to have a great night.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. We're talking to Mike Goodwin, fresh from his AGT 4 yeses, America's Got Talent appearance, and a veteran Columbia, South Carolina native comedian Jay Anthony joins us with his beautiful painting in the background. Jay, that's one of your pieces, right? That's one of your pieces, right?
Yes, it is. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like Louis Armstrong. Is that Louis Armstrong?
Well, a lot of people say it's me, but it's not me, so I don't know.
I look like Louis Armstrong to me. So you are not only a comedian. A lot of people do know, you're an entrepreneur with a hot sauce, and of course the fashions. But very few people know that you are an artist. People know that you are.
I was always doing art when I was doing the Tom Joyner show. I would always have a pad about this small, and I would just sketch, while we were doing the show. I was able to listen to Tom and not miss a beat and draw. And my son was saying, you need to show it to people. I probably have 2,000 pictures that I've drawn, more than that. It's just, it's a relaxing thing. And now I draw on the
computer?
The iPad. Yeah, I draw on the pad now. So that way, because I used to carry paints and all that stuff around. So with the iPad, you just carry it around and you can draw. It's
more
relaxing.
Convenient. Yeah. So you're getting ready to start participating in art shows and showing?
I just did an art show in Columbia. And actually what I have is a couple of jackets. I'll send you a couple of them. The jackets have my artwork on it. It was all crocheted and monogrammed and stuff like that. So each patch has a part of my art. And I had about 5 of them. I sold 4. So, it was pretty good. I had a good time. A lady by the name of Jess Amy put the show together. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That is amazing. So please let us know when the next art show is. Now, is there any other way, like on your website, that people can
go? You can go to Artists of Soul to see my art. She has some of my paintings that are for sale.
Artist, ARTIST of Soul.
Of Soul, right. Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to bring the website up and put the website up on the screen so people can check out your art. Hey, Mike, you said that they chose the nursery rhyme. What were the jokes that you wanted to tell? Can you tell us?
I wanted to tell a joke that would get me to advance. I didn't care what jokes. I wanted to tell the jokes that got yeses.
And that's it.
Trey, here's the other thing. I got a lot of material. So I feel good about if I made the show.
With that small amount, right.
Yeah. Well, like Jay said, it's everybody knows what a nursery rhyme is. It was very familiar. And I think Simon said that it started off slow, but then it got better and better. How did you feel up there on that stage?
Yeah, it's a little awkward. You're doing 2 minutes. You're standing in front of these judges, and I don't normally start with that joke. That joke's in the body of a set. So it took me a second to get my rhythm flowing. But once I got, and the old lady part is a slow joke to set up. Like there was an old lady. She lived in the shoe.
Yeah.
She had so many. Yeah. So the joke doesn't come until I say, oh, that woman going to jail. You can't put that on social media.
Right.
So I knew it would take a second to get to the laughs.
Yeah, it's amazing how you go to stage. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then a chain of events will happen and it makes you change. For me, when I did years and years ago, I did Watch Out There Now was something I just did in a club. I was never even intended to do it. But one of the comedians, we had to have rehearsal, Mike. And so one of the comedians, you had to have rehearsal on your first joke and your closing joke. So in the rehearsal, I did my joke that I was going to open with. During the show, the comedian did that joke before I got to go up.
Wow.
And so, I said, well, I can't go out and go, he stole my joke. No one knows who I am that particular time. So then I put the Watch Out There Now bit in, which for me, it was life-changing. And that's what television does. And Mike, you'll see, it changes. But, at this day and time, you can be on the internet and become a star. The road to success is no longer the quote unquote chitlin circuit. And I hear comics who've been in the game for so long saying, well, they didn't pay their dues. Well, the dues are paid differently now. It's technology. You ain't got to go to 1,500 clubs. I can sit right here in this house and make a video there are comics that make $1 million. Jeweler King, who's from Columbia, South Carolina, all he did was post videos. He's got like 2 to 3 million hits. And the consistency will make you famous. It's a different game now. I mean, I like it. I really like it. I like it. I watch TikTok all day until somebody comes and says, go to bed. You know, when you watch TikTok a lot and then one comes up and says, go to bed, that's when I go to bed.
That's when you know to go to bed, when they tell you to do it on TikTok.
Right. But the technology has changed. I mean, look at us. We're doing this show. Years ago, we had to come to the studio. Everybody had to come to the studio to do the show. And now you can actually see us and hear us, and we're in our homes. It's cool. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's great that you really enjoy the new technology, because like you said, a lot of people do feel like you said these new internet comedians, but they're hilarious. I mean, you got Kev on stage who, you know, is doing all kind of stuff. The Christie show. There are a lot of great comedians, internet comedians right now.
Right. And they sell tickets.
Oh yeah,
up to the show.
Yes, they do.
And that's the part of it that, you know, a club owner is only gonna make a choice on a comic that's gonna sell tickets. That's basically what it is. So no need getting mad at somebody. You can sit up and say, well, he don't have an act, but he got a packed room. So
well, you know, and here's the thing about, you know, this social media comedians, as opposed to the Chitlin circuit, like you said, Jay, you had to go to place to place to place. Maybe you had 10 people, maybe you had 50 people, but on the internet, the world is your stage.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a post. There are comics that can make a post and get 1,000 hits and can't sell 1,000 tickets, and then vice versa. So
yeah,
it is what it is, you know.
Yeah. So Jay, congratulations! You had 2 great seasons of the Tyler Perry Show. Right?
Assisted living.
I call it the Tyler Perry Show. Assisted living.
It is the Tyler Perry Show. It is.
All of them are the Tyler Perry Show.
All of them are the Tyler Perry Show. It's so weird because I got that show because my agent called me and she said, I have this show that I want you to go audition. And Mike, I was at the point where I'm like, I'm not auditioning anymore. If they want me, they'll call me. I'm not going. She said, would you please go? No, don't ask me no more. So I go to the audition. I had a great audition. I don't know if you've had any auditions, but sometimes you'll know you had a good one, and then sometimes you know, they're not going to call me. And sometimes you go, if I don't get it, it won't be because of that audition. Had a good audition, and then Sybil called me to do the Tom Joyner show, like the last show. The last guest on the show was Mr. Tyler Perry. So I asked him about the new show he had. He said, you need to audition. I said, I already auditioned. Who'd you audition with? I told him. And 2 days after that, I got the call.
That's great.
It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It is. Waiting on season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's what.
How is it working with Tyler Perry, Jay?
It's unbelievable because Vinny's character in the beginning, Vinny cursed a lot. So the first day on the set, Mr. Perry is saying, like, they had his earbuds, and he's saying all this stuff in my ear for me to say. And I'm a cusser, and I'm like, I can say that, and he's like. So it was a lot of fun. They toned Vinny down for the second season a little bit, but it was a lot of fun. And Mr. Brown is amazing. He's amazing in terms of his acting skills and his ability to learn a complete script. He knows your part. He knows everybody's part. And, it's just a good crew. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's great. Mike, any television aspirations for you?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I want to go as far.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. He cut that down, didn't he?
No, Trey, I don't want to do TV. No.
I'm good. I'm good just slugging it out in the club, Trey. I'm good just going to the churches. I want it all.
Comedian Mike Goodwin, 4 yeses on AGT. He's waiting now to find out what is next. J. Anthony Brown, what advice would you give to Mike, Jay, or to any one that is interested either in comedy or in performing on a national level?
And I've said this, and this is what we talked about earlier in the show, is to perform in as many venues as you possibly can. And Mike was saying this to inside, outside, the mall, the church, the doctor's office. Somebody's having a party. Somebody's having, a wedding. Wherever you can
Bar
get on stage,
mitzvah,
it just makes you better at your craft, because by doing the quote unquote bad shows, by the time you get in front of a really big audience, you ready. You are ready. You're really ready, and that's part of the game, is to go, especially if you're a Black comedian, and write as much as you possibly can. And remember, for me, if you're in a group and you say something funny and your group laughs, write that down. That's a joke. That is a joke. Yeah. Family members are the best. I mean, they don't want.
Oh, because they'll tell you if it's good or if it's bad.
They're funny.
Yeah, that's good. That's great advice, because you're saying the more you get out, the more you're practicing, the more comfortable you get.
I don't never get comfortable because I'm always nervous, but you're ready. You're basically ready.
Yeah. Well, it can happen. Listen, it can happen. And it's happened for you. And as you said, Jay, so many other comedians, Ron G, Tyler Schuler.
And the Schuler King.
Schuler King.
Schuler King.
Him too. What you say?
Yeah.
And Mike Goodwin. Both sides
comedian. Yes.
Well, Mike, good luck to you. God bless. So super excited for you. I mean, we come from a family of high achievers. For those who don't know, Mike's daughter, Gabby, and his wife, Roz, are the founders and creators of Gabby Bows, the No Slip Bows. I did have some here because my baby got some. And your son, your young son, is a great artist. So listen, you had to do something because everybody in your family.
Yeah, everybody passing you, man, right?
It's a lot of pressure to live under that roof, so I got to make something happen.
That's right. Well, listen, if this doesn't work, you can always work for Gabby Bows. But it will work out for you. I believe
it definitely will.
Right.
Congratulations to you, man.
Yeah. But it will work out for you. I believe it. Congratulations to you, Mike Goodwin. Like I said, good luck to you. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Please keep us informed with what else you've got coming up. Don't forget about Columbia, man. Don't forget about us. God bless. And please keep us informed with what else you've got.
It's breaking up, Trey.
Yeah. And Jay, thank you again so much for joining us. Thank you for for what you've contributed to our city, to our state, to the country. Thank you for talking to Mike, and thank you for your advice. And like I said, good luck and God bless you with your new efforts. The paintings look amazing. We will definitely log on to Artists of Soul, and you let us know about those up and coming art shows.
All right, and go to hotterthanamofo.com to get my hot sauce. Yes.
You got hot sauce on there? Because a lot of times people have said you don't have hot sauce. And
I do. I have, and then see this?
To artists. What is that?
My peanuts.
Oh, your nuts.
You see what it says?
I can't see. What does it say?
It says try my nuts. That's what it says.
Try Jay's nuts. You don't have hot sauce.
Bye, Trey.
Try Jay's nuts. You can try Jay's nuts at HollywoodMobile.com. Jay Anthony Brown, Mike Goodwin. I'm Tre Tailor. You're watching Coping with COVID. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean, and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
It's always going to be there, and gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comedy is our livelihood.
You can eat what's good to you and good for you, too.
Yes.
Get the Dash for Southern Soul cookbook free. All you have to do is ask. It's packed with delicious Southern-style recipes with a healthy twist.
Yummy.
You won't be able to taste the difference, but you will be able to feel the difference.
Yeah.
Inbox your email address to the In It Together or Tailor Made Productions Facebook page, and you'll get it straight to your mailbox. The Dash for Southern Style cookbook and a Coping with COVID face mask. From In It Together SC, the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina, and Coping with COVID.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday lives, but when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Let Palmetto Painting Services take the worry out of your next home painting project. We can paint anything. Our business is about interior painting and exterior painting. We offer services for residential and commercial properties. Restore the life to your home with a fresh coat of paint from Palmetto Painting Services. References are available upon request. Give us a call at 803-546-4570 today.
Thank you again so much for joining us on Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Our teens all over the world and here in Columbia, South Carolina, have been busy over the summer. Amber Burton and Brantley Evans joined us from Brooklyn Baptist Church. They're with the Youth and Teens Day Committee. And Brantley, you look like a whole man with all of that hair on your face. I was like, who is that? Brantley! Oh my goodness. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. First of all, how has the summer been for you?
It's been pretty busy, actually. I've been working, been very involved with the committee and stuff, getting ready for college. So all of those things kind of mixed together. So it's been pretty hectic and busy.
Brantley, go ahead.
I was going to say it's kind of same for me. This has been mainly a working summer. You know, summer after senior year, you're really just working, getting ready to go to college.
Brantley, I cannot get over the fact that you have all this facial hair. Yeah. You are a whole man out here in these Columbia streets.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So where are you going to school, Brantley? And then I'll come to you, Amber.
I'll be attending Temple University in the fall.
Really? Where are you going to major in?
I'm majoring in business management and minoring in theater studies.
Oh, man. So what do you want to do? You want to do theater business? What do you want to do with that?
That's kind of the plan for right now. But I feel like that's probably a good path for me to start on right now.
Yeah.
And business is so broad. So I think I'll really figure out what I really want to do while I'm there.
Awesome. And Amber, you're such a high achiever. You and your sister. Where are you going to go to school and what you're going to major in?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be attending North Carolina A&T State University. And I plan on double majoring in political, yes, ma'am, Aggie Pride. And I plan on double majoring in political science and African American studies.
Wow. So what do you want to do with that? Do you want to be a political? Well, I know you were interested in broadcasting. Do you want to be a political commentator?
Yes, I want to be a civil rights attorney and a political analyst. So those two.
Wow. Oh my goodness. How amazing. I know that both of you will achieve and exceed your goals. And I wish you so many blessings. So you're continuing to be active with the Youth and Teens Day Committee at Brooklyn Baptist Church. You guys have been working throughout the summer. Tell us what you've got coming up. You've got a couple of great events that thank you so much for joining us to share us about.
Okay, so far, well, for this year, we have 6 events for everybody. So this past Friday, actually, we've had our first event, which is called Vibecella. And this event was really for the teens to come back together, especially with Brooklyn's new youth center opening back up. So it was kind of the first time we got to use it and have like guests there. So it was really cool. So this weekend on Saturday, we have the family cookout on Youth Field Day. So we'll be at Saluda Shoals. So the address is Saluda Shoals Park, River Birch Shelter, 5605 Bush River Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29212.
People know where Saluda Shoals is.
Yeah. But, there's going to be music, family feud, cake balls. So there's something for every age group there. So yeah, please come out. You see the link at the top. That's where you register. And please register by, I always say by today or tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's such an exciting event. I'm going to come out there, and it's just like you said, just a family fun event. The food is free. There'll be games, and so that's going to be an amazing event. Now, you guys also have an event on Sunday, Brent or Amber, that I know is near and dear to all of the youth's hearts. Tell us about that.
Yes, ma'am. So Sunday we'll be having our 4th annual blood drive, which is in memory of our very own Jerome Desmond, who passed due to cancer. You can sign up at the Red Cross's blood site using their sponsor code Good Days. We still have open spots available, and we also take walk-ins. This is very important to us because we lost a loved one from it. And it's very important to push young people to donate, and also African-American donors, because we do have good blood for sickle cell. So that's what we're encouraging everyone to donate.
Great. So that is Sunday at the church. And do people need to pre-register, Amber or Brantley, or if they don't pre-register, can they just come and give blood?
Yes, ma'am. We take walk-ins, but we just highly suggest registering so you can have a specific time just for organization purposes. But we do take walk-ins.
All right. And so that's Sunday for the blood drive at Brooklyn Baptist Church in West Columbia. That's Sunday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And then, of course, the big family cookout, which is free and open to the public, which is tomorrow. Now, I know you guys have some other events that you want to share with us. You want to tell us about those?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
so
go ahead, really.
Okay, I'll do it. We have a couple of events still kind of in the air, so we might be throwing out a couple more events. But scheduled so far, Friday, August 6th, we have our annual spiritual event. So we encourage everybody to come out to the Christian Learning Center at Brooklyn Baptist Church from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And, that was back to school prayer hour, August 11th. So that's also going to be at Brooklyn Baptist. I think it's in the gym. So we have that every year. Pastor Jackson and members of the church will come pray over our youth to go into a safer and hopefully better school year.
Yeah. All right. And if people want more information, we've got the information on the screen, Charity. If you can put that information on the screen, it is scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen. If people want more information, they can call or email the Youth and Teens Day Director, who is Melanie Bird, for more information. Listen, thank you guys so much for joining us. And I am just sitting here, just overwhelmed and beaming with pride, just seeing the two of you all grown up. Oh my God. Brantley, I'm going to get on your nerves about that hair on your face. But I wish you guys so much good luck, so much success. Enjoy the summer. So proud that you're continuing to work with the church, with the Youth and Teens Day Committee. I know it was a challenge due to COVID. But before we go, I do want to ask you, from a youth, teenage, young person's standpoint, how did you guys deal with COVID so successfully? And Amber, we'll start with ladies first, and then we'll let you get out of here.
Honestly, the first thing I could think of was God. I think the whole pandemic really strengthened my relationship with him.
Wow.
And I was able to overachieve things that I didn't know I could with him. So just prayer, surrounding myself with good friends who also had a good relationship with Christ really got me through it. And I know it sounds cliche, but God is really the only reason I made it through.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And it's not cliche. It's just true. And if that's your truth, and it is the truth, then that's what you have to stick with and continue to find those friends at school at North Carolina A&T that align with your values. What about you, Brantley?
I was kind of the same way as Amber. So during the pandemic, I started opening up my Bible, reading more. I started reading daily devotions, journaling, and honestly, I've been the best I've ever been. So I know a lot of people have been through a lot of hardships during the pandemic, but honestly, like Amber said too, surround yourself with good people and staying focused is the only way. And I'm just happy that we're starting to get kind of close back to normal. Yeah, and that's why I'm really happy that Brooklyn Youth and Teens Day still went on, especially last year.
Yeah.
Because the church is probably the best connection relationship you can have. And just having to see your church friends for the first time after months and months, it's amazing. And we're just happy to have a normal Youth and Teens Day.
Awesome. Carolyn Ginn says, awesome young people. Johanna Bridgette says they're doing an excellent job, and they are. And we thank you guys so much once again for joining us today, for sharing the information, and for continuing to do the work in the church and in the community to help empower, educate, and support young people and show them that it's cool to be a Christian. It's nothing funny day about being a Christian. Right. Cool with dreads and twists and hair in your face and still love the Lord. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow at Saluda Shoals Park.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Listen, thank you guys so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. If you have a story or initiative that could help someone cope with COVID, please go to the Tailor Made production page on our Facebook, inbox me, and we would love to feature your product or your story or initiative. If you have a product or initiative that could help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtretailer@gmail.com. And we would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like SCDHEC, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities. Also, In It Together SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council, who present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday, which, by the way, next Wednesday, we're talking about water safely. Also, all other sponsors, the Comet Bus System, also Javis Tax Services, Agape Counseling and Training Center, Palmetto Painting Services, and the 5th Circuit Solicitor's Office of Richland and Kershaw counties. As usual, I leave you with a reading from Jesus Calling today on the 23rd of July. Jesus says, is it the 23rd? Yes. Let my love stream through you, washing away fear and distrust. A trusting response includes me in your thoughts as you consider strategies to deal with a situation. My continued presence is a promise, guaranteeing that you never have to face anything alone. Thank God. My children together, teeth on the truth that I am always with them, yet they stumble around unaware of my loving presence. It's all around you. When you walk through a day in trusting dependence on me, Jesus says, my aching heart is soothed. Gently bring your attention back to me whenever it wanders away. I look for persistence, Jesus says, rather than perfection in your walk with me. Persistence, not perfection. That's how Jesus wants us to be. Hey, y'all, thank you so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. I appreciate you. Take care. God bless. Be careful. Be safe. Get your vaccine and wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. I love you, and I'll see you later. Hopefully tomorrow's
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdhec.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In It Together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the city of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC, In It Together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.